Regarding the second part of your question, also, why don't white South Africans do anything about white foreign nationals? Well, excuse me, we're not in government. That's not our job. Secondly, white foreign nationals are our brothers. We love them. They're our racial kin. Maybe you should learn to love your brothers the way we love ours. Just a thought. With regards to my racial kin from Europe coming to this country, I hope more of them come. I hope this answers your question.
Docteur en chef Njadi le tata, nom de Dieu. Isaac Chimini, le petit baron. Maître Christian Ankara, Maître Ige Matali, l'avocat de Barabas. Maître Deveni Faso. Eche Manu Mabengo. Alem voilà la magicienne. Freddy Mayemba. Papi Masita Masitol. Nagisa de Minnesota.
To my beautiful and amazing royals of Africa, Mbolo Animadio Royals, this is your queen, Ngningone, second of the name, 17th generation crown queen of the fangs and of the beautiful and amazing diasporan Africans, also known as the immortals. Mbolo, my royals. My beautiful and amazing people, what are we talking about today? Today we are talking about the very destructive egregore called racism, which is rooted in common enemy intimacy. All right? So we are going to décortiquer. I don't know the English word. It's like we are going to peel racism, that fake thing they created to cage the children of Africa. All right? So we will break it down and we will uncover how to defeat it. The gentleman on that video I just featured, the reason why I featured him, because he was being noble, all right? His answer was more than just a get back or whatever. So that's the son of our slave masters, the South African divisions. Yes, that's one of them. And you know me, when I catch one of them being noble, I give them their roses. So this gentleman basically broke it down to our people, right? Because he was receiving messages. So Africans outside South Africans were asking him, why are not white people intervening into this madness? You know, black kicking blacks out. So, and then he replied, he did more than that. He threw a sword at them. This is what we call throwing a sword in battle. Yes.
Secondly, white foreign nationals are our brothers. We love them. They're our racial kin. Maybe you should learn to love your brothers the way we love ours. Just a thought. With regards to my racial kin from Europe coming to this country, I hope more of them come. I hope this answers your question.
So he's like, these stupid slaves, they don't get it. They want to embark into a battle. Let me throw a sword. This is like to bring balance because our people are too slow. So he had to break it down for them. This act is very noble. This is an art in battle practiced by kings. We won't fight you if you are unarmed, right? We will throw a sword at you first because we have to bring balance. And if you wonder why, kings are judges to their people. So if you are a judge, you must be righteous. You must love justice. You must be just yourself. That's right. Royals don't gang up on people. Royals don't backstab people. For those reasons, there's no balance in that. There's no fairness in that. And it goes against the laws of the universe. But the European savages and their slaves do all the time. That's why they formed these gang group like NATO. That's what NATO is there for. to gang up on the weak, right? So him coming to reveal that is your division that puts you on the predicament you are. So basically, he's throwing them a sword. As you know, slave master always has that one child he couldn't beat into submission with the program, right? There's always that one child who is not down with the program, who would give the slave the escape route. That one child they all will gang up against and bully and sometimes make disappear. We have to give them their flowers. They have been there. So here, this one comes and tell our people, okay, it is not in your best interest to hate your fellow blacks. It is not in your best interest to want them out of here. You know, your strength will be in your numbers. That's why he said that I want more of my brothers to come. So that's why I featured him. Yes, kudos. So as you could hear, slave master son came and threw a sword in our camp. All right? So I thank him for that. And we'll take it from here, which is leading us to today's lesson, as you already know. As you have already read on the thumbnail, common enemy intimacy is the root of racism. The reason why racism will never end, or I should name this video, Racism Won't End Until We Do This. So it was revealed to me that in order for us to break the shackles of the spiritual slavery, okay? Because there's got to be a spiritual dominion over us somewhere, somehow. So I've been asking our Bankulus, like, tell me, what is it? What is it that although on paper we are supposed to be free, but matters concerning our people are still handled and treated as if we are still in captivity? So my beautiful and amazing royals of Africa, it was revealed to me that the reason why the persecution of our people, the people of Africa and their descendants, will not end or is not close to end, because the European imperialists built a very destructive egregore over all the groups of people they had conquered. A destructive egregore rooted in common enemy intimacy called racism. Racism is an illusion they have created, an egregore, a destructive egregore. Racism is truly rooted in common enemy intimacy, which is motivated by common interests. What does it mean? My people, it means that fools who would otherwise be enemies, or fools who would otherwise not even have nothing to discuss about together, but because of their envy and greed, will find a common interest in bringing you down. Yes, I said greed, because you don't rise up armies, gang of people to go after one person or after one group of people just because of the color of their skin or the way they look or the thing they say. No, it's usually because they have something you want. Let's just be clear about that. In common enemy intimacy, people who would otherwise be enemy getting along just to bring you down. People binding together, people screwing together, people sharing meals together just to discuss your demise. That's common enemy intimacy.
The psychological concept of bonding over a shared dislike for someone is known as negativity bonding or common enemy intimacy. Research shows that mutual disdain creates a stronger and much faster sense of trust and connection than sharing positive interests. Psychologists explain this phenomenon in a few key ways. Number 1. Instant validation. Hating the same person immediately signals to both individuals that they share similar values and worldviews. Number 2. Creating us versus them dynamics. It unites the group by drawing a clear line between who gets it and who doesn't, fostering group identity and belonging. And finally, number 3. Vulnerability shortcuts. Sharing a negative attitude is often perceived as raw, honest, and intimate, allowing people to skip small talk and feel closer quickly. While common enemy intimacy is highly effective for breaking the ice, experts note that relationships built entirely on negativity can sometimes lack genuine emotional openness or risk in the long run.
So, racism is an illusion. Just thinking that you're going to hate somebody because of the color of their skin, it's an illusion, okay? Racism is rooted in common enemy intimacy. Somebody doesn't just wake up and become your enemy. Somebody doesn't just wake up and start resenting people with a certain skin tone. Somebody programmed them into believing that you are an enemy. So, how did the imperialist European made African, black people, the world's enemy? Well, they do so through different means, but the main one is through their religions, through their holy books, all right? That's what their books are there for. In both the Bible and the Quran, this is how they created whiteness. And they ran and defined that word as pure, innocent, that which is good, and then they ran in contrast, they defined blackness, which is evil, dark, dangerous, malignant, which is this, which is that. In both the Bible and the Quran, the devil has a color and it happens to be black. As you could see it in their holy books, on the mural of their temples and sanctuaries or whatever, the depiction of the devil is this character with a dark skin. When he's not dark, they could paint him red, anything but white, right? And if you pay attention, there's also something else they will bring up in the depiction of the devil. He's usually naked and he has what? He has chains. He's usually shackled to people. Doesn't that imagery remind you of something? In addition, it has an impressive third leg, if you see what I mean. And another thing, another particularity with these images, the dark individual is always torturing or eating white people or lighter skinned people. If you pay attention, if you notice, all this is intentional. In both the Bible and the Quran, they portray black people as the slaves of the bunch. If you wonder why they went on wars, all right, to colonize people with that Bible, to force that Christianity or that Islam on people, it was because once they convert them, they will convert them into their false beliefs as well. As you know, they made a visual of the devil, portraying him as that being who looked like us, who's dark in skin, knowing that that's a lie. Because these are a bunch of mystics who did that. Because they are mystics. They're sitting on secrets. So they know the truth. That the devil is not a person who looks black. The devil, just like God, is a frequency. Okay? So the devil is God in his lowest frequency. Okay? It's not two different people. That's why there's free will. You want to be like God? You rise to higher frequency, higher vibration. You want to be like the devil? You drop your frequencies. Simple as that. But they thought it was a good idea to put a black color, okay, on that character so that it could be painted in the consciousness of people that black people who look like the devil, who are probably from the devil, are the enemies, not only just European, of humanity. And the devil terrorized humanity. So black people became the enemies of humanity at that point. Because if they're not Christian, they were Muslim. These are the two leading religions.
Nubia the store. is a refreshing return to African fashion, fashion with a purpose. It is a celebration of heritage, spirituality, and identity, rooted in the deep traditions that have defined African culture for centuries. Our mission is to retrain the contemporary African to reclaim that ancestral knowledge and to pass it down to future generations.
Okay, now my children, let me tell you more about the depictions I see. So let's look at the Christian Satan. As you could see right underneath him, not only that the people he got binded, shackled to him, they're white, right? And the one on the front row you see is like he got a hair gear like a priest. So basically the image is like, these black people, they will persecute white, they will torture them, they will eat them. I mean, they will eat all white, even the so-called righteous ones, because a priest in the community, he represents a figure you should trust. So, okay, this is what the devil does, the black devil. All right, now let's look at the Islam shaitan, these fools, these stupid fools, Islamic people. They took it, not only the devil is black, of course, in skin. You could see the bangles they have in the wrist and ankles and everything. These, according to my interpretations, are shackles. Okay, just like you see the Christian devil, he's at least they put shackles, they put cords that he's bounded, and anything that come near him become bounded to him. But them, they have bangles, but these are shackles. These are area you put shackles to restrict the person. That could also refer to how Africans adorn themselves, because they are really pointing which group of people, according to them, are the devil people. But what really calls my attention is that this devil carries a staff, right? Like Moses. And African kings, Bantu African kings, are the ones who carry the staff. The European, they carry a scepter or wands, whatever. The Arabs, they don't carry a staff. My children, remember on this platform, I posted a video and I was telling you guys that behind every group of people, there's a cosmic power, okay? A God-given power. And I told you that for us Africans, in the natural nomenclature of power, we hold the judiciary. Yes, we are humanity judges. I told you guys that. We can rule over nations. We can rule them out of their existence. That's why, my people, a judge has to be upright. For any of our powers to work, we have to work right, because we are just the power behind our staffs. Yes, indeed. That's what we do, we African. We are the kings of the earth because our royalty is divinely given. The powers your kings have, the people have it. We are the ones who are the judges on earth. So the staff of our fathers is the staff of rulership, my people. That's why, my people, a judge has to be upright. For any of our powers to work, we have to work right, because we are judges. Too much power in our hands. That's why they beat us the hardest. So not only is dark in skin, but they're letting know who bound to the people of God, the people of the staff, and to the staff. So their devil has a staff. So they are, without saying a word, basically letting Muslim know who's the devilish people. Bantu Africans. Make me sick. There they are, mocking us.
Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso, assassiné. Norbert Zongo, Burkina Faso, assassiné. Amilcar Cabral, Guinée-Bissau, assassiné. Pansona Isna, Guinée-Bissau, tué au combat. Ahmed Sékou Touré, Guinée, mort au pouvoir. Diallo Telly, Guinée, mort en détention. Kwame Nkrumah, Ghana, mort en exil. Joseph Botier dans quoi, Ghana, mort en prison. Sylvanus Olympio, Togo, assassiné. Kaviu Amorim, Togo, assassiné. Mamadou Dia, Sénégal, emprisonné politiquement. Cheikh Anta Diop, Sénégal, mort naturelle. La Dior, Sénégal, tué au combat. Aline Sitoé Diatta, Sénégal, mort en déportation. Sarah Sankara ou Nyamangu, Niger, mort après conflit coloniaux, Djibo Bakari, Niger, exil politique, Fumila Yoranson Kuti, Nigeria, blessé lors d'une attaque politique, puis décédé, Fela Kuti, Nigeria, persécution répétée, Ken Saro-Wiwa, Nigeria, exécuté, Moshood Abiola, Nigeria, mort en détention, Herbert Makole, Nigeria, mort sous torture, empoisonné, exécuté, crash aérien, assassiné, tué au combat, mort en exil, tué lors d'un raid policier, tué en prison, lynché, mort emprisonné. Ruben.
Have you ever wondered why people just feel it's okay to hate black people? Even those who never shared space with black people, you will see them upload stupid, ridiculous videos mocking us. Why? It's because they are intimate with a declared enemy of ours. Yes, when someone starts flirting with your enemies, it's a matter of time. They will become an enemy. They're in bed with the enemy. That's why themselves, this is not a Ngningone term, common enemy intimacy. So people don't just rise up and start hating on you. They have become intimate with either a declared enemy of yours or a hidden enemy of yours. Yes, because a lot of people rather, operate in the shadow while smiling on your face. But they're waging war behind your back. They're recruiting entire armies to come for you. So we will cover, on a global scale, and we will bring it back to us, Royals of Africa. All right? So let's jump in. So they came up with their ideal of a new world in which whites are at the top, blacks at the bottom, and all the other ones in between, whites and blacks. And they set an ideal around their whiteness. So a concept which makes the followers believe that someone color of skin is good enough to supersede their identity, their bloodline, their place of origin, their culture, their belief, their spirituality. Once you adhere to that concept or whiteness or white supremacy, this is what they make you believe, that you are now one of us. You can now be admitted in spaces where we dwell in, okay? So that concept, they sell it to everybody, they conquer. So that egregore called racism is being fed around the world. It's very spiritual to feed the idea that a group of people is born to be the world's slave. They've been selling it to the yellows, the red, the whomever else. It seems like a big recruitment to me, a recruitment to a club. So adherence to the club gives them a fake sense of belonging to something bigger and greater than their disgraced nations. So that adherence, that membership into the club gives them a fake sense of safety, an illusion of immunity and protection. Like, okay, I won't be attacked now that we are friends. Nonsense. They still get slapped around. They still get robbed. They still get pushed and bullied around. That membership into the club gives them a fake sense of unity. Okay, first, they will make you believe that you are some kind of special animal in your packs of animals. All right? And then they will bring you in and make you believe you are now one of them. You are one of us. Okay? So now that you are one of us, they will introduce you to one common enemy. This is what makes these organized gang malignant, because they are fueled with the belief that they have one common enemy. They all need to join forces to bring down, because according to them, their survival depends on the exploitation of some group of people. So these organizations, NATO, G7, G20s, are basically just there, to organize crime against nations who are sitting on resources they want, but who can't defend themselves. So, my Royals of Africa, as you could see, racism is just an illusion, a big manipulative illusion. Unfortunately, they have recruited enough people to make it a very destructive egregore. All right, so it's through manipulations. All it's about is a game of interests. Yes, I call racism an illusion because you can't claim that you feel that you are superior to a group of people to the point you strip them off of every human right and reduce them into slavery, that they, in your mind they're not even human, but and yet you sleep with them. Who does that? You don't see that there's something wrong in that logic? They didn't mind, when they had an undesirable son or daughter, one their white people's society would not accept of. They used to marry them off to their slaves. Yes, they would take a slave they gave to their child, an undesirable child, especially their fat daughters, as well as they're crippled and they're blind. But and yet we were not supposed to be. No, of course, it's just a manipulation, okay, because we happen to have fallen through war. We are the only group of people they have been successful in taking full advantage of for the past, half millennium. It was easier from a point of view of a strategy. It was easier for them to group us under one color as an enemy. Can you imagine our different tribe, our different everything? So it was easier to group us up under a color of the skin and said, these are the ones, we, the light, need to spark out because they really believe that they are light. Narcissists end up believing their own lies. So you see, so you have to understand that now that, enough studies have been made on their personality trait, a lot of people now know the former masters, they were all narcissists. We now know about that demonic possession. So they tend to project onto others. They are, what they do, and so on. This is what they feel of themselves. They feel of themselves as slaves of the world. All right? So it's an illusion. Now, let me bring it back to us, as we have just uncovered. So the common enemy, intimacy, is a psychological weapon they have forged against us. Common enemy intimacy is what racism is rooted in. Common enemy intimacy is what tribalism is rooted in, is what colorism is rooted in, is whatever, all the divisions are rooted in. This is the divide and conquer by excellence. That common enemy intimacy was born at the Berlin Conference. Because before the Berlin Conference in 1884 through 1885, they were rivals on the continent. They were fighting over land. They were making friends with rival kingdoms and be behind their wars. They were doing all that. And then after the Berlin Conference, they said, no, we will no longer do that. We will sit down. We will figure it out. We won't fight over these niggas no more. And then an alliance was forged. And that alliance is what we know today as NATO. So in order for us to remedy anything, we have to get to the root cause. They have friends around the world who shake hands with them just to beat us up, just to steal from us, just to reduce our numbers, just to incarcerate masses of us, just to traffic us. So these friendships are feeding on us. So as long as there are us around, the friendship will stand. You see how toxic it is? So we have to find a way to defeat it. How do you defeat that kind of evil that gives itself a right to exist because of your mere existence?
Man loses job over allegedly mocking the death of Nolan Wells? Here's the video that caused the outrage online.
Yep, you got that right. Yeah, we did it. We sure did do it. What you think? What you think we do when we take y'all's young men camping with us? We know them boys don't know how to swim. Yeah. You throw them in that water, We say, swim, boy, swim. Woo! Learn how to swim, boy. You can't do it. You can't do it, boy. Y'all ain't ever gonna learn how to swim. Yeah. Yeah, they did it. Them boys did it. This is a damn tradition for us. Yeah. This is a tradition. We take you boys out in the woods. And we throw you in the swamp. We throw you in the creek. We throw you in the springs and rivers. Yeah, we throw you in them oceans. Y'all can't do a damn thing. Y'all be in there splashing and screaming, I can't swim! I can't swim! Oh, hell no! But you know, it ain't our fault. It ain't our fault you're stupid. Grown man don't know how to swim. Yeah, what y'all think we do? You know, yeah, it's a big conspiracy. You know, every 6 months this skin tone, we all get together in our neighborhoods and we have like a little neighborhood meeting. Y'all ain't invited. We get together, we make plans, we talk about y'all, talk about, yeah, let's put this one in football, you know, let's put this one in basketball, yeah, let's encourage him to do that and this, yeah. We bet on y'all. Man, we just play y'all like a damn game and y'all don't even know it. This is a tradition.
Cameroun assassiné par l'armée française. Félix Roland Mounier, Cameroun empoisonné. Ernest Randier, Cameroun exécuté. Osandé Afana, Cameroun tué au combat. Abel Kingé, Cameroun mort après détention et exil. Paul Momo, Cameroun exécuté. Wambo le courant, Cameroun tué. Patrice Lumumba, Congo assassiné. Pierre Mulele, Congo torturé, exécuté. Joseph Okito, Congo assassiné. Maurice Mpolo, Congo assassiné. Amilcar Cabral, Guinée-Bissau assassiné. Eduardo Mondran, Mozambique assassiné. Samora Machel, Mozambique crash controversé. Herbert Chitepo, Zimbabwe assassiné. Josia Tongogara, Zimbabwe mort suspect. Chris Sani, Afrique du Sud assassiné. Steve Biko, Afrique du Sud mort sous torture. Ahmed Timor, Afrique du Sud mort en détention. Dulcie, Septembre, France assassiné. Mort sous torture, empoisonné, exécuté. Crash aérien, assassiné. Tué au combat, mort en exil.
So, how could we possibly, Black people, African people, how could we possibly win the war against this destructive egregore? Well, we have adopted the former slave masters' weapons against us. We have adopted those weapons and made them ours. Yes, a lot of our people, especially in America, they love to do that. It seems like it's almost automatic. They will make you a common enemy. Behind the smile, behind the fake hugs and the fake compliments. They are making you a common enemy. If you happen to be African, if they're from the East Coast and you happen to be from the West Coast, if they're dark skinned and you happen to be light skinned, there's always something. You'll find their broken families, their broken relationship, their broken whatever. The minute you, the African, is in the perimeters, oh, boom, they just bind. And now you become the enemy. And now you become the reason why they're confessing each other some sick love. They don't know that it's almost like they do it automatically. You are the new blood, boom, all of a sudden. Now they have reason to speak. Now they have reason to be family again. I mean, it's so vampiric. It's so sick. Real vampires. The new blood, and boom, they throw you on the table and they're ready to start just sucking. They do it shamelessly. That's what makes them very, very dangerous, as they get obsessive, just like slave master, obsessive with destroying you, right? When they want their target, they're going to keep going or they die trying. We need to address that.
There's a point where a smear campaign crosses the line into civil conspiracy. And a civil conspiracy is when two or more people coordinate behind the scenes to harm someone. It doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's very quiet. Phone calls you are not a part of, stories repeated about you across the same network, and doors suddenly closing without explanation. And that is why smear campaigns can become so damaging, because it stops being one person spreading a lie and it becomes multiple people protecting the same narrative. And once a network of people accepts that narrative, the damage multiplies exponentially. That's when reputation attacks start affecting someone's livelihood, someone's opportunities, and community. I know all about civil conspiracy. It is the reason I have not been able to become a licensed marriage and family therapist. 2 or more people got together behind the scenes in California when I was in grad school. They coordinated a story about me that spread across the MFT network across 3 cities, and it's been going on for the last 5 years. And that is why smear campaigns should never be dismissed as just gossip. And that is why they matter, because they cause real harm to real people. It's not a joke.
Hi, my name's Derek. I'm an 8-year paralegal, and I want to explain something that most people don't understand. Civil conspiracy. When a group of people work together to target someone, that's not drama. That's civil conspiracy. Civil conspiracy means that 2 or more people agreed, or even agreed silently, to harm someone intentionally through unlawful means. So what are some examples of this harm? Coordinated harassment, stalking someone on social media, spreading rumors on social media, teaming up to interfere with their job or business or personal relationships with other people, spreading false accusations as a group to damage their reputation. If there's a common nexus of claims between people of different states, you can sue all of those people in your home state where the damage occurred. If they acted in concert with a plan to harm you, they acted as a unit, and the law treats them as one. So what can you do about it? What are the remedies, right? You can recover compensatory damages for emotional distress, lost income, and financial harm. You can seek punitive damages when their conduct is malicious and intentional. The court can and most likely will grant you injunctive relief to prevent them from doing it again. And because it's a civil conspiracy, they're all on the hook, both jointly and severally, for damages. That means every person involved can be held responsible for the entire judgment. And yeah, if they don't pay, you can seize their assets through what are called writs of execution. I'm talking bank accounts, vehicles, equipment, property, whatever the law allows. You can seize those assets and auction them off to satisfy the judgment. And before you go screaming Constitution, this type of behavior is not protected by the First Amendment. The First Amendment does not shield stalking or harassment or coordinated attacks designed to intimidate or destroy someone's livelihood. So if people think they can gang up on you without consequences, they're wrong. Know your rights. Exercise your rights. Protect yourself.
Civil conspiracy is a result of making someone a common enemy, just like the man I was married to did. I just had landed a multi-million-dollar contract, and this is when he thought it was a good idea to contact a staff member who happens to be Black American like him to spread the rumors among my customers that I'm African, I'm fraud, and I'm a witch. And then they try to triangulate you with the very people who've been abusing them. A peaceful environment to many of our people in America, it's boring. They have to create a boogeyman around them. They have to create chaos around them. Just like the former slave masters, many have grown boastful, loud supremacists. It's easy to say, the blacks from elsewhere, they don't like us, they don't know. No. There's a lot of things you do just like the former slave master, and we don't care for that.
Malcolm X, États-Unis, assassiné. Martin Luther King Jr., États-Unis, assassiné. Medgar Evers, États-Unis, assassiné. George Jackson, États-Unis, tué en prison. Jonathan Jackson, États-Unis, tué. Bunji Carter, États-Unis, assassiné. John Huggins, États-Unis, assassiné. Wayne Newton, États-Unis, assassiné. Nat Turner, États-Unis, exécuté. Denmark VT, États-Unis, exécuté. Gabriel Posé, États-Unis, exécuté. Amity, États-Unis, lynché. James Chaney, États-Unis, assassiné. Toussaint Louverture, Haïti, mort emprisonné. Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Haïti, assassiné. George Floyd.
Care for that. The slaves of the imperialists are free to do whatever they want. If they come around us and fight with their master's weapons, guess what? We Africans have our own way of seeking justice. There's a beautiful daughter of ours here on YouTube. I have identified her as pertaining to a Congo royal priesthood. The Black Panthers, yes. Yes, definitely Congo. And our daughter mentioned the fact that she's from Louisiana. Louisiana has a lot of our people because Louisiana was a French territory in America. Our people in Louisiana are very proud of their Congo roots. I heard they have a Congo Square in Louisiana. I know one of our felines when I see one. She's definitely one of them. She has a channel here on YouTube called Spiritual Court TV. All right. So that beautiful high priestess of ours, she tapped into the way we render justice in Africa. So I started watching her. I'm like, what does she knows about spiritual court? Because yes, she's from the royal priesthood. She will know about a spiritual court and how spiritual hearings are handled. And that's all she talks about on her channel. And she's on point with it. She describes what happens spiritually to the bloodlines of those who go around harming people, stealing from people, destroying people's lives. It's amazing what she does. And yes, you know, the unique things you guys do out there speaks for themselves as to who you come from. All right. So Spiritual Code TV here on YouTube. The energy, everything is royal and clear and pure. Check her out. So yes, when someone ruins your life, spreading rumors and gossips about you, we spiritually indict them. Oh yes, we Africans, we may take them to the colonizer's court, but more importantly, we present them to the spiritual court. And this for a very good reason, because the colonizer's court has a statute of limitation. The colonizer's court can only attend a portion of the damages to you, but the colonizer's court doesn't have the authority to charge them for damages incurred for the generations affected. When some people ruin your livelihood or ruin a lifetime opportunity, which was going to have your bloodline set up nicely for generations, what do you think a court could ask a person to pay you back? They can come up with a possible amount. But in cases like this, spiritual court will collect every single thing they cause you to lose. Spiritual court will ensure that they pay for it down to the 10th generations. Oh yes. Okay? Because some stupid things that they do in people's life affect not only you, but 3, 4, 5 generations to come. Colonizers' court won't hold them accountable for those damages. Okay? Those schools your kids were never able to attend. Yeah, you indict them spiritually. You indict the entire clan, those who participated, those who sat down with them, their friends, everybody who had hands in there. They start paying. Their entire bloodline are indebted to you. All of them, they will start paying because the damages they cause affect 2 or 3 generations of yours. So 2 or 3 of generation of theirs will suffer. Because when you indict them in spiritual court, is the entire bloodline which are held accountable, is the entire bloodlines which become slaves to your bloodlines to repay the damages they cause.
African fabrics are more than fashion. They are vibrant statements of identity, spiritual tools for grounding and chakra balancing through color, and sacred vessels of ancestral power through Adinkra symbols and sacred geometry. Wearing these fabrics with intention allows us to heal, empower ourselves, and connect more deeply with the wisdom of our ancestors.
Yes, and spiritual court doesn't have any statute of limitation. It doesn't matter how long ago it was or how long it took you to figure out what was what, who was involved. It still goes. So you will see increase in your affairs while theirs are going down. It's serious matter. And remember, my people, that's the spiritual power we hold as a people, as African, is to call judgment on idiots who wrong us. So you have that power, not just your kings. As a people, we hold the spiritual power. Just say it, and it happens. You will literally have them survive on 20 cents on every dollar they produce.
When you allow someone to disrespect you, they're not only disrespecting you as a physical being, they're disrespecting your whole bloodline. Your forefathers who depend on you as the living, your guardian angels who came with you when you were born. You're allowing them to drag and disrespect the spirit of the Almighty that is already in you. Live with that reality that you are a physical representation of your ancestors. Even if it's a joke, never take disrespectful jokes. See, sometimes stagnation is not a cause of witchcraft. Sometimes it's you. You are the one who's holding yourself back. You are allowing people to spit on your forefathers, speak as they like, upon the name of your forefathers. The same forefathers who are expecting you to stand tall and stand for them. You are allowing the spirit of the Almighty within you to be spat upon, degraded. You don't even speak for it, but you expect it to bring blessings. You will stay where you are until you learn how to stand up for yourself.
If it's a sibling who betrayed you, if it's a sibling who committed the forbidden against the bloodline, first you disown them before the ancestors, so they lose the ancestral protection. And next, you indict his or her house, so it doesn't affect the entire bloodline because you're part of it. That's how we do it. You spiritually banish them first and then you deal with them. I know it sounds crazy, but it's a whole process. You have to formally report them to the ancestors, even though they know what they did. So you have to follow these steps, and yeah, they're so cooked. And you who experience that injustice, it becomes a responsibility, a duty of yours to seek for restitution or reparation one way or another. Because if you don't, it becomes an injury, a wound into your bloodline. If not treated, it becomes a curse. So your children will suffer the same kind of nonsense idiot coming into their lives and tear it up and go scot-free. That's exactly what happens when the forbidden is committed against you. If not treated, a curse is created on your bloodline. And we Africans don't let such things slide. Spiritual indictment is real. Africa has finally decided to spiritually indict the colonizers for the slave trade. That's the motion Ghana brought forth at the UN. That's a step toward getting spiritual restitution. We not duped. Of course, they won't pay reparation. But once the motion is filed, because you have to pull up to them and tell them, hey, you caused damages and you are liable for. You must confront them and tell them, yes, I know what you did. And yes, you are liable for all the damages. And I'm starting the chargeback process to your bloodline and all involved, like that. Whether they choose to pay you back or settle the matter or not, nature will start the process of having them pay. Aren't their land heating up? Since then, their lands are heating up. Their resources have dried up. They pretty much have to start wars to get anything. These things are real. So, in bringing it back to us, how could we possibly survive a system that was set up to destroy us while we are indulging, I say indulging, in using the very same weapons which we set up to destroy us? How could we possibly overcome racism when there are some of us who feel that they're better Africans than others?
For my African cousins, you motherfuckers do not look Black American. This is Black American. Y'all look African. I mean, like, It's like y'all gonna have the cheekbones, y'all gonna have a certain head structure.
Bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Before you even started speaking, I thought you were African. I swear to God. You look like your name is Olamide. Matter of fact, you look like your ancestors didn't even make it to that slave ship. I swear. If somebody was to tell me that you're a Nigerian Afrobeat artist, I would believe it. You look like Flavor. You look like Flavor's brother, Seasoning. Bro, Olamide, stop this nonsense. Stop it, please.
Are we not tired of addressing this issue, bro? Bro, to be honest with you, bro, you look African. I swear to God, you're more African than me, bro. You look like you're from Yoruba. You know, I don't know if Yoruba people claim you, but you look like you're from Ikeja, man. I know you're from somewhere, but I don't know, somewhere around under the bridge somewhere, bro. You look like all these guys that be snatching people's phone under the bridge and stuff, bro. I swear to God, man. Talking about, if K is not taking, if you do DNA, he might say you're from Ghana. Your grandfather is somewhere in Ghana asking people about you, and you're here feeling pretty, feeling like a body. Clock it. Don't piss me off, man. We are all blacks, okay? Don't worry about all that shit, bro. Like, for real, you look African.
Grounding and chakra balancing through color. The vibrant colors in African fabrics help balance our chakras and ground us in spiritual practice. Each hue carries its own energy, supporting alignment, clarity, and harmony within body, mind, and spirit. When worn consciously, these fabrics become reminders to stay rooted, centered, and open to divine flow. In this way, African textiles transform dress into a daily practice of spiritual grounding and renewal.
We are trying to make it abundantly clear who we are and why we are not African, even though y'all have labeled us African American. So I saw the video and they were saying Africans don't grow afro.
If your grandma said she was American Indian but wasn't recognized by any American Indian tribe, she lied to you. Tell grandma to take a DNA test. Tell grandma to go to school and get a fucking education so she can stop spreading these lies and conspiracy theories to her ignorant ass grandchildren. Fuck all pretendians.
A lot of y'all pretendians and, people that want to be super niggas want to tell us that we can't tell you who you are. You want us to be quiet and shut up and not say anything and just let y'all be in y'all delusions. And I don't have a problem with letting y'all be in y'all delusions if you weren't shitting on me and my people, me and my way. We are your people. But since you want to discredit us, denounce us, delineate from you, you know what I mean? Like, I guess we become, not peoples. But we don't tell you who you are to try to discredit you or put you down or make you feel a certain way. We tell you who you are because we're tired of the misinformation spread, and we don't want that spread amongst the Black community. We don't want self-hate spread among the Black community because we know what that does to us as a whole. We know that united we stand and divided we fall. So we push back and we come with the facts. And we ask y'all for proof. If Black people are the real Native Americans, then there should be an abundance of proof for that. And there just isn't. So in order to preserve our culture, in order to save our culture from the erasure that we suffer from or that we have to deal with, not only from outsiders, from our own people, we have to speak out against it. It's nothing personal. But the program is bigger than you and your personal feelings and your personal beef that you have going on with yourself. So when we push back, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the self-hate. We're talking about the hate that you not only give your own Black Americans, your own African Americans, but the hate you also give our African cousins on the continent. We're pushing back against all of that. So it's not about telling you who you are, but it's about correcting the misinformation that you spread because you have a problem with yourself. And the only reason why you have a problem with yourself and you have a problem with being African is because you let the colonizer bamboozle you out of being proud of who you are. And so now we have to fight against it and talk against it so that we can show other people, don't listen to those self-haters, those instigators, those perpetrators. Listen to the people that are actually proud of who they are. Peace and blessings.
FBAs are nothing more than white supremacists adjacent. They're sellout adjacent. They're whitewashed adjacent. I don't want to hear nothing from no FBA members about them trying to be a part of the conversation as it pertains to that UN meeting with Ghana bringing the transatlantic slave trade to the conversation and trying to get us reparations, which, by the way, thank you to Ghana, thank you to all of Africa. But you fucking FBA bitches sit up here and you focus and you obsess over dividing up melanated people. It don't matter whether they in America or whether they in Africa. I don't want to hear no motherfucking FBA bitch sitting up here trying to be included into something you say you not. You not African, right? That's what y'all say. You ain't from Africa at all. That's what y'all say, right? So then it shouldn't be no FBA member sitting up here trying to be a part of the reparations conversation, because if you track it back, if you know your history, if you did any level of real motherfucking research beyond what your punk ass, dumb ass grandma told you, you would know that that conversation would have to start in Africa. And if that wasn't the case, why ain't none of you FBA bitches did exactly what Ghana did? You know why it's important for Africa and African Americans to unite? The same motherfucking country that you FBA hoes would have to go talk to. The same motherfucking country that's causing all the harm to this damn community. The same motherfucking country that is happy about the conditions that every melanated person is in today is the same country that voted against reparations, while China, Russia, while everybody in the motherfucking world voted for it, except for United States and Israel and Argentina and a couple other places. What I want, all you FBA bitches, stop following me, get the fuck off my page, stop getting down in my motherfucking comments trying to recruit me into your punk ass white supremacist ass movement. I don't want to be a part of nothing you got going on. I don't want y'all following me. I keep saying this. I've said it time and time and time a fucking again. And y'all keep following me. Y'all keep getting in my comments trying to recruit me into your punk ass sellout adjacent ass bullshit. The answer is no, bitch.
I'm gonna love you until you hate me.
I only want to be around people who are pro-Black, Pan-African, love, respect, and protect Black people as much as they like Black culture, right? People who love Africans, like Black Americans, Afro-Caribbeans, Afro-Brazilians, everybody, you know, Afro-Latinos, like everybody who like really love, respect, protect Black folks, have loyalty and uplift Black folks, and use their voice and their love to interrupt instances of racism and anti-Blackness. I don't want anybody who's complicit in it and think, oh, that's just the way it is, or it's not, nothing's gonna change if I say something, or any of that. And you know, not everybody has the same amount of capacity to speak up against racism, but say I do, or whoever does, the type of folks that amplify that and not try to criticize somebody for being pro-Black. Like that's the criteria to be around me. You have to actually love Black people and know Black history, support Black folks, and like cherish and respect Black folks. That's it.
African fabrics invite us to see clothing as more than appearance. They become an intentional spiritual practice. When we choose these sacred patterns and colors with reverence, we choose healing, empowerment, and alignment with purpose. They allow us to honor the beauty of our heritage while staying connected to the wisdom and strength of our ancestors.
Now I'm just gonna let it simmer for about 5 minutes. You wanna make sure that you don't overcook it, otherwise it'll get mushy.
How dare we try to condemn them when we have become them? How we children of Africa could eradicate racism. We have the key. We are holding the key to defeat that illusion called racism. We hold it. Everything is spiritual. You counteract darkness with light. You counteract falsehood and illusions with truth. If they forge fake alliances, just to bring you down. You forge strong alliances that nobody can break, nobody can infiltrate, to build empires before their eyes. That's how you defeat it. If they created fake alliances against you, you live in your true authentic self and you build true lasting alliance, rooted in love, rooted in honesty, rooted in respect, rooted in dignity for all parties involved. And we will defeat them. Look at the Chinese. Look at the Chinese, how they rose. Chinese are unbreakable. You won't see a Chinese puppet threatening China on TV. It won't happen. So my dear royals of Africa, as of today, prepare your rejection script. When someone is trying to get you involved into a common enemy intimacy, you know that all they want to do is talk about that particular person each time they contact you. Reject them. Royals of Africa know better that there's a cost to every foolishness. So you say no, you stand on your principle. You say, yes, I can follow you into that darkness and whoop you and climb back to the middle, but I can't become you. You are too evil. You are too coward. You are too dishonorable. You are too big of a thief for us to hang out like that with everybody. So if somebody try to get you involved into a common enemy intimacy, reject them. Okay? Reject them. Remind them that you're royal of Africa. We abide to the laws of the universe, not the ways of the colonizer. Do not encourage foolishness. So if you wonder why we're still remaining the slaves of the world, we are still the slaves of the world because they have successfully fragmented us mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I mean, they have many of us, I should say, many of us turned upside down. It maintains us exactly where they want us to be at, as slaves. That's why no matter what we do, everything we work for benefit others, just like slave. Slave build houses they never get to live in. They fight for rights they never get to enjoy. All right? That's what it is. They build brands that are not theirs. They have us where they want. And we hold the key. We are the one who hold the key. Why are we indulging in methods that were set up to destroy us? Now we are adopting them as our own. We are adopting them as our mode of operation. Why? That's why a lot of our people have become so divisive. And this is all the Africans across the board. I'm talking more about the diaspora because that's my jurisdiction. That's who they told me to mind the business of. But it's everywhere. In Africa, we call it tribalism. Okay? We don't have the right ruler in place. It's because of tribalism. It doesn't matter how much you know. It doesn't matter your capacity to bring the country forward. If the colonizers have identified your tribe as big steppers and deem you to be a threat, they will turn around and label you as the enemy of all the tribes around. And guess what? Their slaves around will follow suit and start treating you accordingly. If you are not from a tribe approved by colonizers, guess what? You won't go through. And the people are brainwashed to reject the tribes that could fight for them. That's where we are. That's why a lot of money, a lot of African money is in the hands of other communities. Whites, Hispanics, Asians, and stuff like that. Don't blame your brothers and sisters who have gone marry outside our community. A lot of them are stricken by self-hate, it's true, but not all of them. It's safer is the evil you know. The evil you know, you can prepare for it. All right? The evil you know, you can have plan A, B, C, D, X, Y, and Z. You know they are known to do this, you barricade there. You know that they will potentially turn evil. You do this, you do that. But when you are with one of us and we share a common history, with one of us, you just want to drop your guards. You just want to feel at home. You just want to feel safe. And we can't even give that safety, that security to one another. We're always thinking about getting over on the other one, slandering them, doing all kind of things. I mean, shoot, the narcissists, they go even farther as hiring practitioner, witches and wizards. I mean, they go really nasty when it comes to destroy the pillars in our communities and the pillars in our homes out of hatred, just like the slave master.
African fabrics invite us to see clothing as more than appearance. They become an intentional spiritual practice. When we choose these sacred patterns and colors with reverence, we choose healing, empowerment, and alignment with purpose. They allow us to honor the beauty of our heritage while staying connected to the wisdom and strength of our ancestors. Welcome to NUBIATheStore.com, where something beautiful just got bigger. We're excited to announce our larger new inventory, now ready for you to explore. Check out our new collection of head wraps and body wrappers for the entire family. From ladies' styles to men's, teens, and kids' body wrappers, there's something fresh for everyone. Browse our newly updated website and discover all the newest arrivals today.
Mental illness is caused by witchcraft. It's caused by narcissist abuse. Do you know that? Narcissists are the witches and warlocks. Narcissists are the people who cast spells on their own children, family members, lovers, friends, co-workers. Narcissists are the ones working with Satan and demons and spirits, casting spells so everyone can be crazy. Casting spells so people could end up in a psych ward. It is witchcraft. I'm a living example of this. I have my neighbors all come against me, men and women, trying to make me psychotic, trying to make me mentally ill. They also use witchcraft to try to gang rape me. I've experienced firsthand, and there are so many people who suffer from mental illness, schizophrenia, borderline personality disorder, multiple personality, depression, anxiety. All of that is witchcraft. It's all witchcraft. It's all spells. Everything is a spirit and everything is a demon. And these demons and these spirits work with these narcissist witches. Okay, men are witches too. Men were actually the first witches. And they cast spells so you will end up with nothing. You will have horrible mental health. Okay, when you're hearing all those thoughts, those are not your thoughts. Those are thoughts that crazy psychotic people who are sitting in their house are sending to you. Those are the spirits and demons they're sending to you. Okay, if you read the Bible, Jesus talks about a legion of demons. Legion of demons is what we call schizophrenia. It's a group of demons, okay, who come and attack people to make them mentally ill, to make them psychotic. It's all witchcraft. It's all spells. There's nothing wrong with you.
You wonder why Kobe's millions of dollars went and ended up in a Mexican family? Because they tried to make his wife the common enemy. Yes. But Kobe was the king. He's like, no. You're going to treat her as a daughter or forget about me as a son. I'm married in a family where instantly they made me the common enemy. That's what black people do. They're going to make you the common enemy one way or another. Now you know where you got it from. And it's time to remedy to it. Okay? It's time to remedy to it. We hold the key to our own liberation. Other than that, they will maintain us where they have us at, as slaves. Yes, sweating, running, and everything for them. And when the wealth is built, they activate 2 or 3 white women to come and accuse you of something, and a tragedy happened, just like they dismantled the legendary Bill Cosby. We need to heal, more importantly. And I know we are very capable. So if you didn't know that what you were doing, joining forces with people to destroy one person, if you didn't know it was a form of covert evil, now you know. Okay, common enemy intimacy is a form of covert evil. Very destructive. Learn to stand for justice. Learn to stand for truth. learn to stand for that which is right. We need to be egregores of royalty, okay? And what royalty stands for. That's the egregore we need to build over each other. When you see one of us, that's a royal of Africa, okay? Instead of undressing each other, cover them up, put clothes on them. That's how we walk, we African. We don't go to our friends, our most successful friends' home and dismantle everything they build. That's how Black people are. It becomes their mission. If you dare be successful, it becomes many of their mission to bring you down through all means necessary. We will have to address it. A lot of us are too jealous, envious, thieves, everything, just like the colonizer. And when they see you with something they want, that's ground to take you out. They've seen you working for years, building a life. Their mission becomes to smear you. Tell people she's not the boss she appears to be. She's a whole building destructive egregores over your head, using the people that go around talking about energy. That's all we do. This is a high level of witchcraft. And now that we are in the age of the Aquarius, there's a massive breakdown of narcissists. A lot of them are going bonkers because all the energy they had been standing behind people's back for years is now being returned all at once. There's a breakdown. Look around you, the people collapsing, the people falling ill, the people suddenly acting crazy because they've been accusing other people of being depressed, of being psycho, trying to build demonic egregore over people's head. Now all that is returning to them. They're going bonkers. So the universe has an expiration time for foolishness. Those who won't know what time it is, those who won't know which side to stand, they want to be in the darkness, cooking evil against people behind their backs. The choice is yours. You want to be a European slave and mimic your masters around us? Well, don't be surprised when we call you that, slave, because all of us were in captivity. All of us didn't leave our brains, heart, minds, and soul at the mercy of the slave masters. The choice is completely yours. But what I found problematic with these slave masters' minions is when you force other people to live your reality of slaves. You go to the extent you destroy everything they build because you want to force that slave narrative on others because you feel pathetic about yourselves. Royals of Africa are not a helpless bunch. We will mess you up beyond recognition. Be careful with us. If we are truly the people of God, we should denounce evil and support righteousness. Lend a helping hand to those who stand for truth and righteousness in our communities, in our homes, in our families and circles of friends. Yeah, we are God's people, but it's so easy to rally up a bunch of us for evil than to rally up a bunch of us for righteousness. And no, I won't be the queen who will tell you to take back people who have betrayed you or endangered you in some kind of way. People who have committed the irreparable in your life. People who have taken from you, your kids and your children, grandchildren to come. You saw the list of our fallen ones. The list just keep coming. How come the enemy always get a hold of those who matter among us? Is because of the traitors we have around us. So don't play with them. Once they have showed you who they are, quarantine them completely from your life, okay? I am born royalty, and royalty I shall remain. I hope you choose the same for yourself. Until next time, peace in your homes, love in your hearts, and unity